Once upon a time, in a small quaint village nestled amongst rolling green hills, there lived a curious young boy named Toby. Toby was renowned across the village for his mischievous nature and insatiable curiosity. However, Toby wasn't a bad lad, he was just too adventurous for his own good. One sunny morning, as Toby roamed the village in search of new adventures, he overheard old Mr. Jenkins, the village gossip, talking about Farmer Brown's chickens laying the most sumptuous eggs in the county. Toby's eyes sparkled with excitement. He had tried eggs many times, but the thought of tasting the legendary eggs of Farmer Brown was far too tempting. That night, a plan began to hatch in his head. Armed with nothing but his wits and a lantern, Toby decided to sneak into Farmer Brown's coop under the veil of darkness. With a heart thumping like a galloping horse, he tiptoed across the village paths and reached the farm. As he approached the chicken coop, he heard the faint rustling sounds of chickens sleeping comfortably. Quietly, he unlatched the coop's door and slipped inside. His heart nearly stopped when one of the hens clucked softly, but it quickly settled back to its slumber. He collected half a dozen eggs, each one more perfect than the last. Filled with glee, Toby quickly but quietly made his way back home, imagining the delicious breakfast waiting for him. However, Toby's excitement was short-lived. The next morning, the village was in an uproar. Farmer Brown had discovered the missing eggs, and because the village trust was so strong, everyone was trying to find the culprit for his loss. Toby's spirit began to wane as he saw the villagers upset. He hadn't realized the trouble he would cause with his little adventure. As he reflected on his actions, he couldn't shake the guilt weighing heavily on him. That night, Toby sneaked back to Farmer Brown's farm, this time to return the eggs he hadn't yet eaten. Unfortunately, Farmer Brown was waiting, having expected the thief to return. With a gentle but firm look, Farmer Brown said, "Toby, I know it was you. These eggs mean a lot to us, they're how we earn our living. It's not just about the eggs. It's about trust and respect in our community." Toby's eyes welled with tears. "I'm so sorry, Farmer Brown. I didn't think about what taking those eggs meant. Please forgive me." Farmer Brown knelt down and said, "Learning a lesson can sometimes be harder than stealing things, but the value of honesty and trust is worth more than a basket of eggs. You can make it up to me by helping on the farm this weekend." That weekend, Toby worked beside Farmer Brown, not just as a lesson in hard work, but learning everything about the chickens and their eggs. He realized there was more joy in helping and being a part of something rather than taking away from it. From that day on, Toby became known not just for his mischief, but for his helpful spirit and honesty. He learned to channel his curiosity into more constructive adventures, ones that would now benefit the entire community.